Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to MKE Championship Season 4, which is sponsored by Zenchi Store and co-sponsored by Zentro Store and Slay Official. This is the third quarter final of lower bracket, and I'm Sasuke along with my partner Graham, and we'll be the caster of this match. And this is a BO5, that is the best of five series between these two teams. Graham, kindly introduce us to the teams.
Well, Sasuke, and to our wonderful audience, welcome back to the quarterfinals of MK Season 4. We have our teams Umbrella Academy on the blue side and Team Zenchi on the red side. One of two of the best teams in the tournament, as I have casted in the previous matches as well. I know this is going to be a good match today, and let's the winners for today's match will decide the top three prize money winners of this entire tournament. So we hope this is going to be a good day for our audience and for us as well.
That said, moving on to the draft, we are seeing a Valentina ban. Not much of time taken to ban that hero. They instantly, within a moment, they just ban it off. The Valentina, that is, and that is a ban coming in from Umbrella Academy.
Well, we see definitely in the first phase of the ban, it has been, Valentina and 1-1. These are the pretty good heroes being banned. Okay, I was that a deliberate miss from Team Zenchi?
Well, maybe, or they might have got confused on what to ban, and some things might have occurred, or it might be a strategy, just to leave one ban open. Like there are plenty of meta heroes, and this time Umbrella Academy we will be the one to ban that Martis. Martis won't be open, and that is a ban. That is an instant ban coming in from Zenchi, and that will be the Camila. No, fan is open this time, and they are showing that Fanny will taking it like.
Well, it is going to be okay. They go pick a good Kaja. That was a good pick. Well, I was certainly sure will they be picking the Fanny because that would have been my first time casting with a Fanny on screen, and that would have been wonderful, of course. But probably I'm not going to see so.
Well, to be honest, Zenchi do have a Fanny player, and this might be the right opportunity to grab Fanny as well as Van Van, but they are going for that Leo mode and Diggy.
Your team is picking.
Well, that seems to be a pretty good combination at the moment. And meanwhile, in response, we have a 1-1 pick by Kuroko of Umbrella Academy. And we are already seeing in the chat section of our YouTube Live, people are rooting for Umbrella Academy. We say Muhammad Alhadi saying, let's go, Kuroko. We have Fazar Molana going, Abhishek Chan, Asuna Chan. Well, Umbrella Academy seems to have some good amount of fans in the live today.
Well, they do, and this is the deciding match for the top three winners. Like the one who will be winning this match will be the eligible, or we can say like the team will be in the top three teams, and we can see they had the opportunity, like Team Zenchi had the opportunity to grab that Van, but instead they go for the Diggy. And meanwhile, we are seeing Umbrella Academy locking down that Sicilian as well as that Van. Meanwhile, Zenchi will be grabbing that Flint in the gold lane.
Your team is banning.
And just like that, we are in the second phase of the ban, and we see first ban of the second phase to be, I think, is Esmeralda a good ban? I hope not. I don't think there's a strategy. I guess more of a respect ban, I would say.
I'm bound.
Yeah, we could say so, and that's a final ban coming in, and that would be the cushion. Cushion might be used in mage, and they knew like they are left to pick that mage hero, and banning cushion, in my opinion, is best. Like they do have that Sicilian, they do have that Van and Kaja. So cushion, if enemy team do manage to pick it, that might be a threat. So they are just eliminating it. Meanwhile, we are seeing a Phobius and that Phobius will be on EXP lane. So maybe that's why they banned that Esmeralda. So they don't want any counters or anyone to trouble that Phobius.
Your
Meanwhile, we are
team is
seeing
picking.
Umbrella Academy locking down that Balmond and high loss.
Well, that seems to be a pretty formidable pick. They have a marksman, they have a mage, they have an XP laner, they have a hyper, a good hyper, and also a tank. Meanwhile, in Team Zenchi, they are yet to decide on their mage or their tank, so they're probably going to miss on the tank, I guess. They're going for a Farsa. Is it going to be probably Farsa and Diggy are going to be in the mid lane support? Doesn't seem quite well in front of Hylos.
Well, definitely, and as we speak of the draft for the teams, and they have a Phobius and a Leomord for them to go for that front line, and Diggy is the only option for them to provide the vision, and he'll be doing that with his first skill. And enemy has Kaja, so for a moment we think like that Kaja is marking that Diggy, to give or just take him out first before the team fight has occurred. So that might be lethal for Team Zenchi. Meanwhile, the drafts are picked. Both the
Welcome to Mobile
heroes, both
Legends!
the teams have drafted the properly. So which team
5
do you think
seconds till
has
the
the upper
enemy
hand on the
reaches the
draft?
battlefield. Smash
Well,
them!
seeing the amount of heroes and
All troops
the
deployed!
picks, I would go for Umbrella Academy because they are more balanced. They have a proper lineup, I would say, compared to Team Zenchi. They have good damage dealing heroes while being having good support. They don't have a tank though, might be a disadvantage. We cannot, we can't say so just so early in the game. Might have to wait for at least the mid game to occur. Then we might give some opinions on that. What do you say?
Well, since you're going for the Umbrella Academy, I'll be watching for Team Zenchi, and we can see that Kaja is on Roman, Hylos is playing that EXP, and we can see a rotation from Farsha was being noticeable, but that Kaja will be retreating along with that 1-1. They will be not taking any forbidden fight, it seems.
Well, they shouldn't take any fights so early in the game. It is just the second minute of the game. And, they should spend at least 3 to 5 minutes in the farm probably before picking any farm. And we see Digging trapping the Kaja, and that might be an engagement there. Will they be able to? Okay, 1-1 seems to be receiving some pretty good amount of damage. Leo Mod using his ult, probably is going for the Kaja, and where they will pick off the Kaja with the first blood. Parts are going for the damage. Meanwhile, Leomon has been picked, and that was a wonderful, wonderful double kill by 1-1 and Farsa. And our thoughts has been crashed. Sasuke teams are engaging early on in the game.
Well, Farsha and when they both secure the double kill and they end up killing each other.
Well, not only each other, that was a 3-4-2 trade in the just 2 minutes of the game, starting of the game. And we see an engagement coming in once again in the turtle lane. But that was a wonderful steal and a kill by Balman. And that seems to be a 2 or 3 for 0 trade with the high loss taking a double kill. Well, that was unexpected.
Definitely, and we can see, it's minor 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and we can see the goal lead is around a 2K, I would say, in the hands of Umbrella Academy.
Well, they are certainly leading not only in the goal but kills as well. This is what I was worried about for Team Zenchi. They do not have a tank. Probably they will not have somebody to sustain the damage of the front line from Team Zenchi. No, and yeah, they seem to be in trouble. Okay, and that was a good ult by Farsa, but 1-1 he will escape pretty good. And but the Clint will be taking the Kaja down with his ultimate. And here comes their hyper. Will he be able to take down Farsa? But no, that was a good escape. That was a good escape. He was in trouble, that Farsa.
The amount of damage Sicilian is dealing in the early game is quite noticeable. Like we saw, he just used his first and second skill combo, and that the backliners, that is the Diggy and that marksman HP, they got a huge amount of damage in the early phase. It's like just a 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the game, and Sicilian is getting some amount of damage on them.
Well, well, that seems to be pretty noticeable. As you said, because Sicilian is a late game hero and actively participating in the team fights early on will just boost their confidence. And meanwhile, just for our audience, we have a pause initiated by Team Zenchi's Diggy. I hope they do not have any technical troubles as of this moment.
Well, speaking of the pause, we can discuss, like we can see in the map, like Hylos is on top, and we can see there's a Leomord and a Phobius onto him. So it's a 1v2 situation on the top lane. So what are the odds of Hylos getting safe or being saved?
Hylos,
Or
and to just answer your question, Sasuke, Hylos is already taken down by Leomord with the support of Phobius in the top lane. And well, that was that was not a good idea for Hylos to go and jump in right away without any support from his team. So, yeah, that was a mistake, I would say.
Okay, well, I didn't saw that, but if we talk about the goal lead, like a second ago, Umbrella Academy was on a goal lead of 2K, but right now we are seeing, there's not much of a goal difference. It's a minus 700 gold.
Well, that they might have first the kill of the Hylos, then the good farm, and there was a double from sorry, not double, one kill from Fasa and the kill of Kaja as well. So probably that might have helped them. And their hyper is doing good. The Leo mod is doing good with the hyper.
Well, the Leomord has died twice, unlike Balmond has died 0 times, so it's a bonus for Balmond. If he gets some snowball, then it might be difficult for Team Zenchi to kill that Balmond.
Well, I don't think it will be a trouble for Team Zenchi because they have Phobius on their team who will be, a good counter for Balmond, I would say. And we see an engagement coming in from the Sicilian. Oh my God, what is that damage from Sicilian? Just in the early game, like it's not even 5 minutes.
Exactly, it's only been 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and Sicilian is having a damage. Now that is a quite noticeable, and the turtle is up. This is the second turtle, and the contest has been fallen. The Phobius is using his ultimate, and he Leomord will be taking down that Kaja. Meanwhile, Balmond will be taken down by that Leomord. That's a double kill for Leomord. He might go for the triple kill. Hylos is not looking in the good position, and he will be securing that triple kill. This is a perfect opportunity for Zenchi to secure that turtle, but they will be taking down that enemy blue, and now they'll be rushing for that turtle.
Well, this plan seems to be working good for compared to their picks, and they have, they are trying to disturb the and delay the farm of Balmond, as so to speak, because a farmed Balmond is pretty dangerous in front of any meta as of this moment, as in the game. But they need to look out for that Sicilian. That might be a good amount of trouble for them in the late game.
Meanwhile, we can see Farsha is rotating down to the gold lane just to kill that Van Van. We can see Van Van is the highest gold leading hero in Team Umbrella Academy. Meanwhile, if we speak of the gold difference between the marksmen, Clint is on 3.4k gold. Meanwhile, Van Van is on 3.7k gold.
Well, not only about the gold, in the overall gold lead as well. Umbrella Academy is now behind the gold lead. Of course, not much of a difference, but a significant difference of 1k gold almost. And well, they seems to be going 50-50 out of this moment. And we see a good pick off of Clint by 1-1 and 1-1 going in for the triple. Will he be able to? And that was just a near miss for Diggy. That was a wonderful, wonderful team fight initiation by Team Umbrella Academy, and they were successful in doing so. We see a mid lane fight coming in, and Balmond will be taking down the enemy hyper Leomord. That was a good team support by Team Umbrella Academy, and they seem to be having a comeback moment here. Sasuke?
Well, in the previous team fight, Van do manage to secure a single kill. The other kill, that was the kill on Fasha, was taken by that Kaja. She was rushing for the double kill instead, but she will be retreating as the tower damage was too much. So she did not, tried for that double kill because she knew if she did, then she'll end up getting executed by the tower.
Well, meanwhile, we were about to see a good team fight in the mid lane, and uh, we see a pause being initiated by the Diggy of Team Zenchi. I guess they are facing some technical snag at the moment because this is the second and the last pause by Team Zenchi, probably because that was just a few minutes back.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, there's a fight going on. So, what are the odds? Like, they might be securing that tower. That is Umbrella Academy. Will they secure that mid tower, tier one, or Team Zenchi will be defending that with all their might? Because I see that Farsha doesn't have any ultimate. So, no, it might be difficult for them to defend.
Well, might be difficult for them to defend, but they have a Diggy and they have Sicilian for the opposite team. So I guess they will not go for the team fight. Probably they are going for the turret, it seems.
Yeah, we can see that like the objectives, which is, and meanwhile, there was a fight. Van do manage to secure the bottom lane tier one, and meanwhile, Leomord do manage to secure this mid tier one. So they are trading off in terms of towers.
Well, they are trading off in terms of towers and seems to be 50-50 at the moment because they do not have any amount of lead as in the turret difference, I would say. And the pause has been lifted and okay, we see Team Umbrella Academy backing off from the fight in the mid lane.
Well, we can see, yeah, absolutely, and the turtle is going to be respawn in 12 seconds. So we might see a contest or the team fight between these two teams at the turtle pit.
Well, we see Kaja already being there to guard if and give a good view of the enemy teams. And is he teasing? Okay, that is being a good tease there by Kaza. And Palman will initiate the turtle fight, and the Leo mode and the Fasa they are pretty close. I guess Balman will be taking the lot this time, and he does. Probably because the high lows was there, Team Zenchi did not initiate the fight there.
Well, it was the turtle which they secured, and we can see Hylos is going to engage, but he'll be using his ultimate not to provoke a team fight because they knew like the Van is in the bottom lane and that lane is pretty low, but Van won't be able to unlock his ultimate since Diggy was using his ultimate, but she'll be going down, forcing and they take down the kill over that lane. Meanwhile, Sicilian do manage to take a kill over that Hyper, that is the Leo mode.
Oh, it seems pretty unexpected moments in this game of quarterfinals. We see Sicilian giving some early game damage. 1-1 who players prefer to stay in the backline, going in for a turret dive and taking the kill as well. So seems to be a pretty bad spot for Team Zenchi.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, we saw a beautiful 1v4 situation. Phobius will be taken down by that high loss. The rotation coming in from Umbrella Academy is up to the point, we can see it is highly noticeable. And meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Flint is unable to do anything against that 1-1 because we can see 1-1 is just going and, she's not able to unlock. Meanwhile, she'll be retreating again.
Well, we see Balman getting killed once again, and the teams now have the gold difference of almost 3k gold in the favor of Umbrella Academy. Team Umbrella Academy seems to have increased their aggressiveness with the game, while we see one unusual thing happening in this game. The tank is staying in the back line and coming out from the back to support their team. While in generally we see the tanks staying in front, taking the damage of the team. But Hylos seems to be, staying in the back lines for this moment.
Well, obviously, you cannot expect Diggy to, sustain the damage from the enemy team. In the initial stage, we can see the Lord has been, they are taking down the Lord, that is the Umbrella Academy, and we can see Zenchi is going down. There's the ultimate of the Parshan. She'll be taking down that 1-1. Meanwhile, it is the Umbrella Academy who will be securing down that first Lord.
Well, we see the Lord was secured by the Balmond and the entire team of Umbrella Academy. Balmond now pushing in for the Phobius. Phobius using his ultimate quite a few times to trap the Kaja probably, but was unable to do so. And we see a push of a fight from Clint of Team Zenchi, and Team Zenchi will lose their marksman to the Hyper of Umbrella Academy. That was a good fight initiation from Balmond and a good succession of kill as well. He is still going. He won't be able to succeed though in taking the kill. But Team Umbrella Academy seems to have done their homework very correctly for this match today.
Meanwhile, we can see that Leo mode is pretty low, and Hylos will be securing that kill over the Leo mode. He was not able to recall. In spite, he was recalling, and they did cancel that recall, and instead they got a kill. Meanwhile, we can see the Lord has been reached to the inhibitor of the bottom lane, but Flint and Diggy will be there just to defend it.
Well, Team Umbrella Academy seems to be pushing hard down on the turrets. They have pushed 5 turrets, and we see a wonderful kill of 4 VS by Balmond. That was a good turret dive by Balmond to take down the kill of 4 VS. And we see Team Umbrella Academy leading the gold by 6k gold now, and 4 turrets. That seems to be a pretty good number.
Well, you can see the gold is in terms of Umbrella Academy, and as we see the tower, and they have the total map control since they have the most of the towers, and we can see the team fight is on, but Hylos will be using his ultimate just to escape from the team fight. He is pretty low, but yeah, he is just using his time healing his ultimate fight. Yeah.
Oh, that he seems to be in a good spot. Even the Hylos has is a good score, like 4 kills and 4 assists. We see Sicilion with 3 kills and 11 assists. That is a wonderful score, in my opinion.
Well, we can see that Sicilian is playing highly safe, and Kaja is pretty tanky right now, so he'll be just providing the vision. Meanwhile, Hylos, he is just doing the role of the EXP laner, trying to clear up the lanes, and we can see they are swiftly and steadily just pushing the Zenchi stores back to the inhibitor phase. Meanwhile, the third Lord is up, and ladies and gentlemen, this will be the 12 minutes Lord, a level 2 Lord, an enhanced Lord.
Well, not only the enhanced Lord, this will be the damage-giving Lord, I would say, because Balmond has started going in for the Lord. If we are going to see a contest, and Balmond will take down that Lord, not without much pressure from the enemy team, and Balmond is pretty much, not a good amount of farm. I would say he just has 8k gold and seems to be giving a good amount of damage, Sasuke.
Speaking of the damage, let's speak of the Balmond's itemization. So he too have made the cursed helmet, the guardian helmet, the radiant armor, and right now I think he is going for that blade armor just to get some defense, physical defense against the Clint. And we can see a team fight has occurred, and that Hylos will be taking down a kill over that Phobius. Feather aspect has been fought. That Diggy will be retreating at 1 HP. Meanwhile, Clint to secure a kill on Balmond. That Balmond is down, and that might be some opportunity for Team Zenchi to defend and try for some comeback. But there is a Sicilian. We don't want to get a hit from him, because he do hit very hard. But yeah, in mid lane we do saw that Hylos was fallen down, and I think it was Clint who took the kill.
Well, it is already 14 minutes of the game, and the Sicilian might have stacked to almost 200 to 220 stacks. and provided the damage number of each stack, Sicilian probably is going to be the one of the to be the one to deal frontline damage right now instead of 1-1 and or Balman. But seems to be a hard spot for Team Zenchi.
Well, they do have a Leo mode just to take down the Sicilian, but as we speak, no, there is also a Van Van, and you don't want that Van Van to unlock his ultimate or neither to participate in team fights because the damage dealt by this mage and Van Van will be huge since we are going into the later phases of the game, and we can see that Kaja is pretty low. There's a feather extra has been popped, and Kaja will be taken down by that Farsha.
Well, that doesn't seem. And okay, well, that was a wonderful team fight comeback by Team Zenchi, and Team Zenchi now has good opportunity to push the entire mid lane without much pressure from Team Umbrella Academy. Hilo seems to be turning around to get a comeback, but they will take down the mid lane without much opposition from the team, and they have good chance to take the game down, finish it right away. But Hylos, will he be able to defend? And no, he wasn't able to do that. Will they finish the game right here?
But they don't have the minions, it seems Team Umbrella Academy do manage to get the final life, they did a one mistake and Team Zenchi to take the perfect opportunity to do the perfect comeback. They do split a two to three towers, and this time they are the first one leading and taking down this level 3 Lord. Meanwhile, we can see the Umbrella Academy team has already been over here. So we might see a contest between these two teams over the level 3 Lord. We can see Kaja ultimate has been used on Leomord, and Van Van will be securing down that kill over that Leomord. Sicilian do gets a kill over that Diggy. It's a 3-2-1. Okay, it's a 2-3-2-0 situation. Van Van do gets a double kill. Things are not looking
Well,
pretty for Team Zenchi.
well, that was a 0 for 3 trade by Umbrella Academy, and they might go all the way down if they are not obstructed by the passer's ultimate. They might be able to take them. Okay, that was a bit overboard by 1-1, and he was able to secure the double kill. And also the base turret Umbrella Academy wins the wonderful first game. That was an absolutely aggressive gameplay displayed by Umbrella Academy. Kudos to you, Umbrella Academy, on winning the first game of the 5 match series.
Definitely, that is the first victory going into the hands of Umbrella Academy. That Van Van and Sicilian were dealing a ton of damage. Not despite we are seeing like Balmond is also giving some amount of damage. If we speak of the damage, Van Van has a total 31% of the damage. Meanwhile, we can see that Sicilian is on 24% and Balmond is on 21% damage of no, hero damage to the enemy team.
Well, that was a hard game for Team Zenchi, and we hope they. No, I actually pray they make a good comeback in the second game because the response, the counter attack of Leo Mod and Clint in the mid lane was pretty good, and should they had any minions with them, that was over for Team Umbrella Academy.
Well, that's it for the game number one. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with the game number two. But before we do go, I'd like to remind you about the sponsor. That is the MKE Championship Season 4 is sponsored by Genesis Store and co-sponsored by Zentro Store and Slay Official YouTuber. This is Sasuke, and with my partner Grayman, we'll be right back with the round two between these two teams. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the match two between these two teams. This is the third quarterfinals of lower bracket MKE Championship Season 4, which is sponsored by Genesis Store and co-sponsored by Zentro Store and Slay official YouTuber. I'm Sasuke, and along with my partner Grim, and will be caster for this match again. Now, this is the second match. The first match was despite won by Umbrella Academy. You know that the last match was a good match between these two teams. They had the perfect opportunity. That is, the team Zenchi had the perfect opportunity to end the game, but the minion didn't, support them. And inspired, Umbrella Academy was the one to end it in the late phases of the game. Well, that was for the past round. Let's see what we have for this round two.
Well, that seems to be, in the midst of the game. I thought Team Zenchi might have had made a comeback with the Leo mode and Clint making a good push in the mid lane, but didn't seem so with the aggressiveness of the Sicilian in the game. That was wonderful gameplay, and they will be banning the Kaja right away, Team Zenchi. They do not want any trouble from the first match once again.
Well, exactly. Moving on to the draft, we are seeing that Team Zenchi right now they are on blue side and Umbrella Academy will be on red side. We can see Zenchi has banned that Kaja. No, last game Kaja was the one they are afraid of. I mean, no, he is pretty strong and is a flex pick we can use in EXP as well as in Rome. But yeah, they will be banning it, and we can see a Valentina ban coming on from Umbrella Academy once again, and this time Team Zenchi will be banning that Van.
They definitely have managed to, to notice the damage that 1-1 was giving. They do not want to risk it this time. Of course, they had the first pick of the game, but they do not want to risk it once again. The damage coming in from the 1-1 and the support coming in from the high lows, that was actually no wonder why Team Umbrella Academy won. But and just like that, the first phase of the ban is done with the Carmera being the last ban, and we have a Martis pick by Team Zenchi as their first, as the hyper as well.
Well, I was expecting like they are in such a situation. The mind games has been coming in from teams, and they were in a situation that is the Umbrella Academy was in were in a situation like they can either ban a Martis or a Carmilla, so they gambled on that Carmilla. Meanwhile, Team Zenchi will be grabbing that opportunity and locking down that Martis. Meanwhile, enemy that is the Umbrella Academy will be securing that Leomord as well as the Esmeralda.
Both of the current fighter meta the heroes, the hyper from Team Zenchi, the Martis, while Leomord, the hyper from Team Umbrella Academy. That is going to be a wonderful, wonderful fight as both the heroes has been making some rounds in the Mobile Legends community since the past few patch, and that will be a good fight. And this time, Team Zenchi will be securing that Sicilian.
Well, we do see a Gushen. So, I'm expecting, like, according to the spell, we are seeing it's a retribution. So, that Gushen might be on Mage, EXP, or Jungle, or Roam. Like, right now, we are seeing a four options for him, or even a Gold Link. So, there's plenty of space for Gushen to be put him on. But this time, we are seeing the third pick coming in from Umbrella Academy will be that Akai.
Probably they are looking to pick a Franco, and what I'm thinking is if they do this, well, they might be going in for a Franco to disturb the farm of the enemy hyper. Meanwhile, disturbing him, and Gushon going in with the tank to steal the buff. Probably that might be in the band. That might be in the mind as of this moment.
Well, Umbrella Academy have banned that Diggy, so I'm expecting, like Team Zenchi might have an opportunity to grab that Atlas since Diggy is banned, and we are seeing a ban that is a Beatrix ban coming in from Team Zenchi.
Well, both of the teams have not picked the marksman yet. I guess they will be going for Clint once again at Team Zenchi. But what no, they should pick probably give it gritty damage hero, and they pick a mage and Lilia. They are yet to pick their marksman.
Well, we are seeing a Terizla being showcased over here, so that cushion might be a roam. That is a pretty surprising to see a cushion on roam.
Well, it's either Gushon on Rome or Terizla on Rome. That seems to be a trouble for Team Zenchi once again, as they
Your
do
team has
not
taken
pick a tank for the second match as well.
Well, the final pick coming in from Team Umbrella Academy will be that Aethel. Aethel might be a good option against this Martis just because she has the movement speed, so she can dodge, while giving the damage to the Martis.
Well, she might dodge at that moment, but what happens if we have a Martis coming in for the kill from the backline? Will he be able to defend himself?
Okay, but right now we are seeing that Gushan is been playing on that hyper role, and Martis might be a room or maybe an EXP, but we are yet to see like what are the picks right now. So, ladies and
welcome
gentlemen,
to
the
level
drafts are being
1.
set. Which team do you think has the better
5
draft in the
seconds till
round
the
two?
enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them.
I will go for Umbrella Academy just for the sense that they have a tank. Other than that, the damage giving picks is on the side of Team Zenchi, so we may not know.
Well, I do be holding for Team Zenchi just because this time they do manage to secure that Martis, but this time that Martis will be on a roam. So we are seeing, that Martis is giving a huge amount of damage to that Lilia.
And meanwhile, we see Esmeralda coming in to disturb the farm of Team Zenchi, but Gushon will be securing the red buff without much trouble. We see the entire Team Umbrella Academy coming in for the fight, and will that be a first blood of Gushon?
Your
And
hero has been
Esmeralda takes down
you have
Gushon.
slain. Your ally
Meanwhile,
has been slain.
there was a 2 versus 2 trade in favor of none of the teams. That was a good fight. Of course, Sicilian, as we have seen in the last game, has started giving damage by Team Zenchi as well. No, that hero is just unstoppable, I would say, as this is one of the best mages in the entire game. The late game damage abilities, the ability to actually manage the lanes is for makes it a formidable player at for Team
Now in the
Zenchi.
last team fight, Esmeralda do manage to get the Gushan's blue buff. So this time Gushan is pretty under farm, and we can see in the top lane, Martis might secure a kill over that Irisi lane. He will be securing, but don't okay. That was Gushan who was secured a kill over that Irisi lane. Martis did the major job to give the damage.
Well, they might seem to have gone to a backline, not both the teams, and we have a gold lead in the favor of Team Zenchi, and we see a pause being initiated by Lilia from Team Umbrella
Where
Academy.
the turtle is up, and we can see across the map like the position or the we can see the Umbrella Academy team is gathering over the turtle pit. So we can see that there are 4 members, and the bottom lane, that is the EXP lane. I think that is he is recalling. So no, I think Umbrella Academy do have an upper hand if Team Zenchi do manage to take the turtle.
Well, Umbrella Academy might take the turtle down as 4 of the heroes are quite near the turtle. They might come in for a good back response, but Gushon seems to be, coming back for the turtle as well. But will he be able to reach on time? That's the question.
Yeah, we can see that Akai is on Petrify spell, so he might be using that spell and giving some beautiful set. We can see a 2 man or 3 man ult from him at the Lord Pit.
Well, that doesn't seem so because that he might not be able to do it because the damage of their team, the damage dealer seems to be on the back line. Probably, if the Leo mod was in the front right away, probably he would have used it to take down the kill of Sicilian. but they have a Martis, Team Zenchi, that might be their benefit as of this moment.
Well, we can see like the pause might be lift up in 20 seconds. So, we are expecting like a turtle fight over here, but the teams are not over here. Even do Gushan do manage to join the team fight, it will be a minor 3v4 situation over there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we can see who do you think would be having an upper hand this time? Erichil versus the Clint.
Well, they seem to be, not very far from each other, both the marksmen, and the gold difference, even for both the marksmen, seems to be pretty close. It's 1330 to 1254. And Team Umbrella Academy will go for starting with the Lord, and Esmeralda trying to chase the Martis for the kill, but will be met with resistance by Terizla, and Gushon will take down Terizla with a wonderful sneak pack attack, and the turtle will be taken down by Leo Mod, and they are now going for the Sicilian. Will they be able to take him down? And no, what we see is the Clint being taken down by Iritel, and we see the aggressiveness from both the teams on par. And we see the Gushan coming in from the back. Will they be able to sneak? And
The pass has been
we
asked
see a
by the
pause
enemy
being.
team, that is the Zenchi team, and this time Airtel might be in some trouble. As we can see, the Gushan is behind, and sorry, Gushan do has his ultimate, so that Airtel might be in some deep trouble. As you can see, like the Airtel doesn't have a flicker spell; she has this sprint, so there's not a blink a skill that she has.
Well, we hope she has her spell can help her escape, but will it help her escape the hands of Gushon? That's the question, because the Martis is even there to help Gushon take the kill, and that might be, that might give them a hard time for Irtil to escape.
Yeah, that might be it. And we can see, in the mid section, we can see both of the mages are recalling. And so, who do you think might have an upper hand in the later phases? Absolutely, you would be vouching for Sicilian just because Sicilian is a late gamer damage, but we cannot underestimate the Lilia. The damage coming in from Lilia will be, just up to the mark as we speak of the Sicilian, because Lilia is a kind of a poke, burst poke hero.
Well, speaking about the damage giving heroes, if we were to compare the stats, the game statistics as of this moment, both have one kill each. Both of the mages have one assists each, and I'll agree with you on that. The damage of, say, Sicilian is not as good as compared to the burst damage of Lilia, but she had some damage. Sicilian provided good support, probably can carry the entire team.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, we are seeing that a 1v2 situation, and that Irithil will be, retreat and rather be safe by minus 5% HP.
Well, not only 5% SP, she escaped on a pretty bad rounds, I would say, because the Martis was chasing. If it was not for the Akai to defend the lanes, he would have probably lost one more kill to the hands of Gushon and or Martis. They're doing pretty good, Umbrella Academy, defending the heroes as of this now. We see the gold difference, even not much, but for just a meager 400 gold coins. And none of the teams have pushed any of the turrets. They do not want to go that aggressive as they had done the last match. Probably they are waiting for to get some damage and then start the team fight.
Well, you
Probably.
can see that Esmeralda was forced to use her sprint. She was pretty low, but I was expecting like she will be falling down. But in the top lane, that tower might be done, and the tower do falls down. The meanwhile, the Akai is there, and he'll be securing that kill over that Sicilian.
That was a good team fight initiation from the Irithel. They managed to take down the enemy hero, and they will now be going for a turtle fight. And we see the Martis already scanning the area, but I don't think they will start to initiate the turtle steal because just for the fact that they have four heroes on their lane and they have just two. And Leomord successfully steals, takes down the Lord as well. We see Lilia going in for the fight, but that seems to be hard spot for Martis. That was a good escape there. But had Terizla
Yeah, we can see, Gushan was fallen down. He too tried to, do the outplay and secure the turtle for themselves, but the amount coming in, the damage coming in from Lilia was too much, and he'll be, tied by that magic worship passive emblem.
Red team hero has been
Meanwhile, in the
slain.
bottom lane, we do see like there was a 1v2 situation where it was an Esmeralda versus a Terizla, and Martis will be securing that kill over that Esmeralda. Meanwhile, another team fight broke place. Gushan was doing his combo, but the 10 daggers combo doesn't combine or get connected to the marksman, and instead it will be a 2 for 0 trade-off in that team fight. Well, these things are not looking very well for Team Zenchi this time, and Team Umbrella Academy will be forcing
Blue
down to
team
their
turret has
mid
been
tower
destroyed.
tier 1.
Well, that was not a good team fight initiation, I would say. Neither a good team fight ending by Team Zenchi. They are finding themselves to be in a hard spot once again. Team Umbrella Academy, meanwhile, seem to be pushing hard on just the not the kills, but the turret push as well. And they have initiated one more team fight in the bottom lane, and probably they will go for the Lord. And the Terizla, once again, going in for the fight, but they will
Team
lose
hero has
both
been
of the
slain.
heroes. And just for a 2-for-1 trade in support of Umbrella Academy, this doesn't seem good for Team Zenchi. I would say this is not looking good for them.
Yeah, definitely. And they are going to take that third turtle level. I would say like you can skip that turtle and go for the 8 minute slot, but rather than they'll be deciding to take down that turtle. Well, you can just skip down the turtle because you do have a
Red
gold lead.
team has
A gold lead
slain
of
the
around a
turtle.
5k, but that Leomord will be securing that turtle, and we can see a Petrify coming in from Akai, but that Martis will be using his second skill and cancelling that amount of CC. And in the bottom
Killing
lane,
spree.
Seriously do manage to take
Blue team
down
turret has
that
been destroyed.
Terizla, but instead he is left with that 5% HP. Meanwhile, that Martis will be using his flicker and ultimate just to secure a kill over that Irithil,
Red
and
team
meanwhile
hero
Akai will be
has been
going
slain.
down. That Sicilian is giving a huge amount of damage. Kushan is using his 10 dagger combination. Okay, he uses his 5 dagger
Red team
combination.
hero
But
has been
Esmeralda will be
slain.
taking down that Kushan. He is not looking very well. Things are not looking very well. And Martis
Red
is pretty
team
low. And
hero
this
has
time,
been
Leomord will be
slain.
securing a kill over that Martis.
That was a 1 versus 3 trade once again, in the favor of Team Umbrella Academy. Team Zenchi are not looking good in the team fight space. They are not good with their initiations. No, probably they are a bit uncoordinated compared to Team Umbrella Academy.
Well, we could say them like Team Umbrella Academy are wielding their powers. They are powerful this time. We can see Lilia is going deep inside to give the damage, and she'll be using her ultimate. Meanwhile, Esmeralda is
Blue
there to,
team turret has been
just bully
destroyed.
that Sicilian, and she'll be
Hero
taking
has
down
been
that kill
slain.
over that Sicilian. Meanwhile,
Ally
Clint
has
will be
been
taking
slain.
down. Meanwhile, there was a
Hero
Martis
has
who
been
secured
slain.
a kill over that. I think it was that
Red team
mid.
hero has
That
been
is the
slain.
Lilia, and instead he do get killed.
Well, that was a pretty hard spot for Team Umbrella Academy, sorry, for Team Zenchi, as they have lost three of their heroes once again for a 2-to-3 trade. That is not good in terms of team statistics, as they've also lost four of their turrets as we speak, while Team Umbrella Academy have not lost even one of their turrets. So this doesn't seem right.
Well, we can see this time there's a Leomord who is taking down that Lord solo. Meanwhile, Akai is there. He'll be using his Hurricane Dance, but there will be no one connecting that ultimate. So, that ultimate is gonna waste huge resources from Akai. Will be used, and but that Leomord will be securing that Lord without any contest. Meanwhile, we can see Marty starts the initiation, and we should not for 1v5 situation over there. Martis will be falling down. That Irithil do gets a kill over that. She gets a double kill over that. Gush, and meanwhile, Clint just managed to melt down that Leomord.
Well, not only the Leo mod, that was a good trade for 2 versus 1. Once again, in favor of Team Umbrella Academy, Team Zenchi seems to be falling back on the team fights, just in a similar fashion compared to the first game. There's not much of a difference, they had chance to pick a tank. The only thing that is not going in favor of Team Zenchi is they are not picking tanks. There is no one to take the frontline damage as compared to Team Umbrella Academy. They have two tanks who probably one is taking the damage and one is giving the other one. Meanwhile, we see probably a good comeback from Team Zenchi. That was a good trade for 0-2 in support of Team Zenchi. This is the first time in the game that I'm noticing a comeback in the sense of team fights. They have not had much to appreciate about themselves since the starting of the game.
Yeah, that was a blunder coming in from Akai, and he was killed in the process. He was trying to connect his ultimate to someone, but instead he got eliminated himself in a 1v4 situation. Meanwhile, Gushan do use his ultimate and managed to secure a kill over that Irithil, taking, a major, or I would say a huge damage dealer, that is a marksman, out of the team fight. So the Umbrella Academy were forced to retreat, and you can see an initiation coming on that Leomord, and Gushan will be taking down that Leomord, a kill towards it. Meanwhile, a concealed play coming in from Akai, he'll be marking down that Gushan, but instead, we can see a split team fight. I mean, 1v2 situation. Meanwhile, where Martis will be falling down, and that Irithil will be securing a double kill over that Gushan as well as the Martis, and I don't think so. Okay, that was Lilia who secured a kill over that Terizla. Meanwhile, we can see a 3-for-2 trade-off. Things are not looking good for Team Zenchi this time. They won the past team fight, but this time they didn't do a bit well.
They did not do well since the starting of the game. This was the only time was when Martis tried to go to the front line and just protect their hyper. Because that was the only time in the game where I managed, where I saw a team Zenchi might have a chance if they followed that same strategy, but that didn't work as well in this team fight.
Well, we can see the second Lord, that is the level 2 Lord, has been up, and Team Umbrella Academy are taking down. Meanwhile, there is Esmeralda over to the Sicilian. She is dealing some damage. She's just ruining that major, preventing him to join the team fight. We can see concealed play from Akai. Ultimate has been fought by the Akai, and that Iltil will be securing a kill over that Martis. Things are not looking well for Zenchi, but there is a double kill from Irithil, taking down that Terizla, as well as that is a trade for 1-for-2. Clint might be in some trouble, and that is unstoppable Irithil. She do gets a kill over to that Clint. A 1v4 situation for Zenchi. This might be the end for them.
Well, not only it might be the end for them, but this will be a good win for Team Umbrella Academy once again, as the trade goes in the favor of Umbrella Academy in the form of 1-4, and they have the Lord on their side. They have four of the people. Of course, their teammates have been revived, but They have now lost all of their inhibitors, and that is a troublesome situation. Meanwhile, Akai using his ultimate, going in with that Beyblade once again, but okay, that seems to be a good comeback for Team Zenchi as of this moment. Will they be able to secure the kills? And the Martis are finally doing some good damage.
Well, Martes is, just using his ultimate where the enemies are low and he will be in some trouble, but he is not going to retreat. Meanwhile, Gushan do comes and he'll secure that kill over that Akai and he too gets a double kill, a perfect and a combination, in my opinion, securing a double kill over the Akai as well as the Lilia. This might be a comeback for Team Zenchi this time. As you can see, there is a minion and they will be taking down that inhibitor. But Leomord as well as that Irithil are there. Irithil is pretty low and he might know, but the healing effect coming in from is too much.
Game.
Meanwhile, Sicilian 2 gets a double kill. The damage of Sicilian is just too much. Within a first kill vibe, both of the damage dealer, that is the Irithil as well as the Leomord, were down. Meanwhile, Sicilian might be in some trouble as Esmeralda is just trying to bully her, and Esmeralda will be taking down a kill over that Sicilian. Well, the Clint is off position and Esmeralda will be trying to go for her. Meanwhile, there is Terizla for the backup and Esmeralda will be retreating. Kushan is trying to camp over there and he might not be able to do that much of damage. No, he did the tan dagger combination, but he was unable to melt down that Esmeralda in the late game. Like we can see, the Esmeralda is tanky. And if we talk about the itemization of the Esmeralda, she has complete her item. I mean, she has the defense item, the enchanted talisman, the dominance eyes, the oracle, as well as the radiant armor. So the magic defense she has is just too much, and we can see the level 3 Lord is up, and this time as well as the Umbrella Academy have taken the possession of the Lord. Leomord do uses his ultimate, but there is the Lucian. He will be using a standard combination, but Akai will be there to pin down, but instead Akai will be falling down, and this time Kushan do manage to secure that Lord. Meanwhile, that Martis was able to take down a kill over that Irithil. It's this time 3 for 2 trade in terms of Team Zenchi, sorry. And Gushan once again do manage to take down that Lilia, but Lilia had the immortality, but Sicilian will be taking down. Things are not looking well for the Umbrella Academy this time, as Sicilian will be taking that double kill, a complete wipe out. And there's a 3-member left that from the Team Zenchi, and this might be it. Meanwhile, you can see Akai has been respawned, but he's the only one left. Okay, the Leomord has been respawned, but there is a Lord, and Team Zenchi will be forced to retreat as the members of Umbrella Academy have respawned and they are defending their base. The team fights, being done by both of the teams. The damage is too much from Sicilian. He might be carrying down the damage. Is just too much. There might be no one, in my opinion, to just kill that Sicilian except the Esmeralda. If she tries to zone her, that is from preventing her from joining the team fight. We can see that Martis is providing some vision. He is trying to give some stat. Meanwhile, Akai is using his ultimate. Kishan will be taken down by the Terizla. The amount of damage he is dealing is just too much. Meanwhile, Terizla do use his ultimate on 3 members, but that won't be enough. The Irithil will be taking down. That's the double kill for Irithil. Terizla will be down and Team Zenchi will be forced to retreat, as that is a 0-for-2 trade coming in. This time the team fight victor for Team Umbrella Academy.
Well, Team Umbrella Academy seems to be doing something good, even if after losing the team, one of the team fights, they have recognized their mistake and they've started working on it. Probably they are going too aggressive, I would say. Will they be able to finish it this time? Because they have minions coming in from all the sides of the inhibitor lanes. They have pushed all the three of the inhibitors down of Team Zenchi. They have all of their members alive, and probably not. They will be retreating this time, I guess. They did not want to take risks near the turret, near the base without the Lord. Probably they are waiting for the Lord, and they will go with the Lord and finish the game.
Yeah, we can see like Terizla is forced to just defend the bottom lane as there is no inhibitor tower, and that might be an advantage for Team Umbrella Academy as the enemy team doesn't have any defense tower to defend, and there will be the minions pushing an enhanced minion coming in from all of the lanes, pushing and pressuring the lanes of Umbrella teams and in all the directions. And meanwhile, we can see Leomord is busy taking down that Lord, but Kushan will be securing that kill over that Esmeralda. And Irithil is pretty low, but she will be taking down that cleanse. And meanwhile, Gushan do gets a double kill, and then he do use his winter tank. They Leomord, okay, Leomord do falls down, and Irithil will be falling down. The amount of damage, Sicilian is dealing a lot of damage. Gushan, he is playing very good this time. The 5 daggers combination, 10 daggers combination is on point. The amount of damage he is dealing is just too much. And we can see Gushan do gets a kill over that Lilia. And this is a 1 for 4 trade. This time Zenchi do manage to take him off, and Gushan went too greedy this time and he'll be punished off. But the team members, that is the team Zenchi members, will be targeting that base and they'll be securing this victory.
Well, that was a wonderful comeback by Team Zenchi. This time they have realized their mistake from the first game, that is not being supportive of each other without a tank, and they have realized this and they have made a good comeback in this game. Not only to put back the score levels on one, we are actually seeing a pretty interesting fight in terms of team fights, better compared to the first game by Team Zenchi this time.
Well, as exactly, they had that is the team Zenchi had and Sicilian, so they had one late game insurance, and he the damage coming in from Sicilian was up to mark. He was dealing so much damage, so it kept Gushan to clean off, low the heroes which are running off in the low HP, as well as there was a Martis, he was just there to prevent the zoning from the Takai. So we can see that, like we know, like Martis' second skill can disrupt the Akai's ultimate.
Well, not only Akai's ultimate, he was able to disrupt many of the ultimates of the enemy heroes. He was in a good spot. He had 6 kills. He has 18 assists. Do you believe that in a tournament quarterfinals? That seems to be a pretty heavy score for a hyper.
Well, that Martis was played as a roamer. So, that roamer getting an MVP, it is a pretty good, like he did the main job of, just zoning the enemies off. They had some trouble in the early game, but they do manage to get a victory. And this time, Team Zenchi will be taking that first victory in the second match. The score is 1-1. This is match number 2, MKE Championship Season 4, which is sponsored by Zentro Store and co-sponsored by Zentro Store and Slay Official. And we'll be right back with the third match, the exciting match once again between these two teams.
Well, that sums up my time as the caster for today. Thank you for being a wonderful audience for the first 2 matches of the game. You will be joined by a new set of casters, probably joining Sasuke if they wish to. And we have a wonderful day to our exciting audience. There have been a good amount of response for this quarterfinals. The games have been exciting as well. Thank you very much, and we will see you in shortly beginning
Hey everyone, welcome back. After two amazing, exciting matches, we're back again with game number three between the teams Umbrella Academy, who'll be on the blue side, taking on team Zenchi, who's going to be on the red side. We know the score is dead even, 1-1. Both the matches were absolutely insane. The epic comeback potential was top notch. The display of all of their skills was incredible. And along with all of that, the casting absolutely amazing. This time, I'm going to be joining you all for the casting deck. My name is Scared Yet, and I'll be joined by none other than Sasuke.
Hello guys, I'm back with the main caster, or you can say the uh, I don't know words for you, okay, but let's go on with the drought as all of the viewers are excited for the match number three.
Absolutely, the match number three. And right before that, I'm going to mention the three or four sponsors that we also have. You know, the Genesis Store co sponsors are Z3, Zentro, as well as Slay Official YouTuber. So, all of those people, made it possible for all of us to experience such an absolutely amazing tournament. Now, jumping back into the draft, just as you said. Valentina and Van Van being taken out pretty quickly. Martis as well as Leomord, both of those heroes were kept open in the previous game. I'm probably guessing we might see some similar kind of drafting strategies from both of these sides.
Well, they are banning the Martis, that is the Umbrella Academy, and like we can see there is a Carmilla open, there is a Kaja open, so they are gambling, they are playing the mind games onto that Zenchi, but they will be banning that Carmilla since we know that how pretty good of a hero she is in a roam section. The team fight oriented ultimate is just pretty good to secure a fireman ultimate or a team wiped out within a combination.
Absolutely. The Curse of Blood links up the enemy heroes. They all share the damage. Absolutely disgusting tool. Plus, after the rework, she's becoming much more viable and literally a ban-worthy hero, I would say. But her lover has been secured right away by Cresselia from Zenchi. Just to answer the Gojo Satoru's Kaja. So I'll have to patiently wait and see in which lane would they want to play Kaja in. He might go into the EXP. We know with the recent buff is a little more tanky, but I'm very interested in knowing if they're gonna put it on Roam or on the EXP. And of course, the build is going to matter a lot. Will it be a damage build or will they decide to go in for the tanky one?
Well, if we talk about the first round, that Kaja was being picked up as a roamer and they had a high loss in EXP. So I might think like this again, okay, as we are seeing the Esmeralda pick, so we can know like this Kaja might be up for a roam or a mage since we are seeing a Kadita over there.
That is absolutely true. Plus, it is in the hands of Gojo Satoru for now, so we know that he's been a dedicated Rome player. I believe he is going to go in for the Rome. And I really like the answer for Sicilian in terms of Kadita because she has that amazing catch potential with the Breath of the Ocean and the rough phase. They're absolutely insane. Plus, it's also running with a Petrify. So it might be difficult for Cresselia to actually run away in this situation. But locking in the gold lane as well as choking it out, Zenchi with the Clint in the hands of Ryzen and taking away the Beatrix. How do you think it is going to affect the drafting potential for Umbrella Academy?
Well, that might be a respect ban because as we can see, the Beatrix ban was a common ban in the past two rounds as well. That is the match one and match two, and we are seeing an Atlas ban this time. Like they have something on their sleeves, or they might have predicted like they are lacking a rumor. And since we have picked the EXP, the mage, and as well as the roam, so they might be taking down that Atlas since they have no choice or option to select a Diggy.
That is absolutely correct. Even though you select Diggy, you can't, immune your teammates from the suppression that Kaja brings onto the table. So Kai is going to be the hero that they're going to lock in. Definitely not going to go into the jungle. We know Leomord is there. That in the hands of Divas. It jungles pretty well as Azazel on the roam role for the time being. I really want to see the answer from Umbrella Academy for this. They are locking in the Balmond, so leaning towards the tanky side. I really feel like this Kaja might actually go for semi tank build. I know it's not that viable, but it is a possibility because, of course, You can land in those rough waves with the Kadita. You've got the Ethereal for the DPS, but if in case she gets caught out with those heavy spins from Azazel, that's about it. Esmeralda, yes, can be very tanky, but the late game scaling that's going to come in from Team Zenchi would be pretty difficult for their side to handle.
Well, if we talk about the match too, then that was a Sicilian dealing the ton of amount of damage, and helping Team Zenchi to make or go for that comeback opportunity. And this time we are also expecting such good plays from that Cresselia, which is on that Sicilian, and that is for the last pick. The EXP and the final pick for Zenchi will be that Dairot taking on the Esmeralda on EXP lane. So I think it's a win-win situation for Dairot in that EXP lane.
I would like to differ. I beg to differ in that situation. I won't say that Dirat does not have an advantage. Of course, he does, but it also depends on how well Esmeralda can kite around him. If in case you manage to dodge the skill one again and again and deal that poke damage using her, Star Moon, then she gets an upper hand because you can chunk down the HP of Dairot. You can also, if in case manage to get him down to half HP and you're almost full, because of course you get that healing from your skill 1 too. So you get that edge over that hero, and once you get the advantage, it's pretty much simple for you to actually lead in that specific lane. But for now, I'm gonna see how Kuroko is going to play along with the Clint. For the early game, we know Ryzen is going to have the advantage. Azazel is there to support him, but so is Gojo, and this Gojo does not have the blindfold on his eyes. For now, looking towards the bottom lane, just as you said, Sasuke, Dairot, of course, just having that edge over Baba. But I really like that smart move that is done, making sure that the wave is going to crash towards his tower so that he does not miss those minions. So he is freezing the wave in his favor. That's a pretty smart play. While looking at Cresselia, chunking down the mid wave, Asana's going to lose a little bit of the farm, but presence being shown towards the top side of the map, and Idil seems to be in trouble. There comes in the momentum. Ultimate not yet available. Therefore, Idil is going to survive for another day. But for how long? Kuroko needs to play it a little smart.
Well, we can see the turtle is going to respawning in the 20 seconds time spawn, and Dairot is clearing the lane. So he might be in the upper hand, like he can join the turtle fight, he can provide the vision and do some miscellaneous tasks.
That is correct. And we can see the rotation from is that Zenchi? Is absolutely Zenchi coming in towards the turtle side. They've already set up for it. So for now, Umbrella Academy having absolutely no vision, while Devas making sure to take away the farm from Noah, getting that farm advantage. But the first turtle, I really would say, would go in favor of Umbrella Academy if in case that execution line with the lethal counter along with the retribution lands perfectly. There goes in the burst coming in. Esmeralda is the one who secures the turtle. That's going to be the only casualty in that team fight. So I believe that's a pretty decent trade coming in for their side. A turtle along with a pick off on the EXP lane, but Leomort wants to change it a little bit, takes away the orange, dealing another economical damage blow to Noah.
Well, that was a pretty good rotation or the player sense coming in. He do manage to take down the farm of Balmond. He will be ganking to the Esmeralda lane, since we can see the Dairot is there.
That is absolutely correct. But again, Baba also playing a little safe, uses up the falling star mode to just jump into that team fight. Also has the sprint yet available, so not gonna miss his final EXP minion. There comes in the abyssal strike, not yet connecting, and that's exactly what I was saying, the kiting potential. But looking at the top side, how well the rotation that came in from the side of Umbrella Academy, they managed to take Ryzen down. That's a pretty huge blow coming in right onto the face of Zenchi. There comes in the spins, and Noah just jumping in for the disengage. He's pretty tanky at this point.
We can see that Kai is then he doesn't have his ultimate, so but still that Ethel will be taken down by that Sicilian.
Absolutely. Even though The tank does not has the skills. Crystalia making sure to hit that bat's impact, and she is actually dealing quite a ton of damage. I did not expect that amount of damage from a Sicilian in the early game, but we are seeing that. Clearly shows how confident she is. There comes in the abyssal strike in the bottom side. In the meantime, Otaku plays, making sure keep his advantage that he had, forcing Esmeralda out of the tower. The sprint has been used up. Sanguine Cross does not connect. Heavy spins, perfectly landing. He will be taking quite a ton of damage, but the amount of sustain that Esmeralda showed, there comes in the rough waves. Dialogue will manage to survive with the dash that he has a 1-for-1 trade-off, but I would say
Meanwhile, they are trying to take down the turtle, and turtle is pretty low, and that Leo mod will be securing that turtle. Meanwhile, the divine judgment has been connected towards that Clint, but he, the damage coming in from that Kaja was not that much, so he'll be, pretty safe.
That is absolutely correct, and that's about it for that team fight. Retribution used up for Noah to secure the Go Crab. Getting as much farm as he can is the current priority because Leomod has a level advantage over him. Let's quickly look at the farm differential coming in from both of these teams. It's not much. It's just a 500 gold lead for Zenchi for now. But then again, the first items are coming up for Umbrella Academy. They were going in for quite cheap items along the lines of Enchanted Talisman as well as the Vent Talker. So they might get their power spike in the mid game if in case they continue to farm properly. Oh, there's no Divine Judgment yet, and that is going to be the flicker used up by Gojo as well. Sprint along with the heavy spins. Azazel getting in quite deep, will manage to retreat, but look at how Kuroko responded with his own sprint.
Meanwhile, we can see the Karita has used the combination that is the Petrify and first skill combination to take down that Sicilian, but he will be, save the ton amount of damage that Karita deal will not be enough to melt down that Sicilian.
That is true, and in the meantime, Divas as well as Otaku, they managed to take down Bava and also secure the bottom tier 1. So I would say in terms of trade, it was almost equal, but still a little bit leaning towards the side of Zenchi as their farm has increased by 500. So they are up by almost 1000 gold at this point.
Well, we can see that Akai is in the mid lane and he is trying to give a beautiful set, but that first skill won't be connecting to any of the heroes, and both of the teams will be retreating for the point. Meanwhile, we can see the turtle is up and Leomor do uses his ultimate.
Absolutely. Oh, Divine Judgment landing beautifully, but the knockup does not connect. He will manage to retreat. Sicilian using the ultimate as well. The Bat's Feast giving him a little movement speed boost that he needs. Baba pretty late into the team fight. Nothing, nothing happened, to be honest. No casualties from either of the teams. Just some resource and blow exchange, and that's absolutely it. Everyone's going to recall. They're going to go home. Going to live for another day.
Meanwhile, we can see that Kaja is providing some vision over the turtle pit, and they will be the one pulling the turtle towards that side.
Yes, that is true, but I am really interested in seeing how Zenchi are going to respond to this. They don't have the control right now, and that is going to be Baba, getting the attention of everyone from the side of Zenchi. Are they going to steal away the turtle? Yes, they will. The combination did not land, but absolutely nightmaric play with the flicker, abyssal strike connecting, taking down the Balman, and the cleanup is also there. Zenchi coming up with a perfect execution of their plan.
And they might be pushing down some towers. We can see that Sicilian is trying to go get the mid lane tier 1 tower, and we can see that Clint is cleaning up the minions in the top lane, and they will be forcing down each and every tier 1, and today I think they will be destroying each and every lane tier 1 towers.
That is absolutely correct. They are going in, trying to choke away the members of Umbrella Academy at this point from their own jungle. They've been doing that since the early game, and that's going to be Kaja picked up again. I really want to look at his items. He has made the Dreadnought armor. He is going for the Radiant armor at this point. That was a pretty decent amount of knockup, and the combo with the lethal counter comes in. Leomont extremely low in the HP will manage to get the killing spree. The heavy spins for the save, and Ryzen is gonna jump in and the follow-up from Otaku, making sure to clean up that backline. Irisiel jumping in quite deep. And now,
Well, those that might be some blunders coming in from the Umbrella Academy that might be costing them, some goal lead from the enemy side, also losing some of the members, and that might cost them this match.
it might be true. They have to look for some answer at this point. They are trying to get in that combination, but I would really say that was extremely unfortunate of them. They were not able to land in those finishing blows. Zazel with that heavy spin, he literally saved the life of Divas at that time. He did exceptional in that situation. But looking at the current situation of the game,
Blue team turret has been
Zenchi in
destroyed.
a driving position, they've got the decent amount of lead. The lead that was of just 500 gold has increased drastically, and now they're going to take away life of Satoru again. Oh, maniac knockup! That was if in case they had the items, they would have secured those kills. But even now, the cleanup is absolutely there. Kuroko dealing a ton of damage into the backline, forcing 3 people just retreat. Rivers, I don't think so. You should be fighting for just a gargoyle at this point. A 2-for-2 trade, I would say it was a little bit favorable for the side of Umbrella Academy. But then again, Sasuke, based on the combination that they all just displayed, it was literally a 4-man knockup by Asuna in that situation. Even after that, just 2 pickoffs, I think so. They should have got a little more than that.
Exactly, and in later phases of the game, if we see that Kadita doing similar plus playoffs and giving the beautiful setups, then no, we can see an absolutely combination of Irithail's ultimate as well as Balman's ultimate securing a maniac or even a savage, a team wiped out. Meanwhile, this time the first Lord will be secured by Team Zenchi, and then comes the Hurricane Spin, knocking down the Irithail.
Absolutely. Kuroko not going to survive that burst at the end of the day. That was a beautiful hurricane, not hurricane dance. It's actually heavy spins now. And why do they keep changing the names of the skills? We have to do. Oh, that's a flicker divine judgment. That too on the Sicilian. Cresselia not living for another moment after that. Meanwhile, Baba seems to be in trouble. Abyssal strike not committed. It was. I don't know why Otaku did not actually commit the Abyssal strike. He could have secured that pickoff and they would have pushed their advantage even further. But okay, he's going to connect it right now. Baba would have to jump back into his base again. Ryzen taking a ton of damage. The Wind of Nature was absolutely perfect. Otaku, he is waiting for his skill 2. Will the skill 1 connect right now? No, it will not. And that is going to be Kuroko taking down Otaku. That was such a close fight. But what a micro play from Kuroko. Meanwhile, Leomore did manage to secure a tower in the top side, but that's about it. 2 inhibitors still standing. I really feel like looking at the situation that was forming up in this match, Umbrella Academy did an exceptional job at defending that Lord, losing just 1 tower.
Well, they did lose, 2 towers,
Yeah.
that is the 2 inhibitors, that is from the mid lane as well as the bottom lane. Meanwhile, we can see that Akai is in the mid bush. Meanwhile, then I think that was Divine Judgment used by Kaja against on that Sicilian, and that Kadita will be taking down the kill over that Sicilian.
Whoa, that's gonna be the Petrify Breath of the Ocean combination. There comes in the Abyssal Strike, taking down Asuna in this situation. Not gonna let him live for another day, but the Balmond is there. Where is the lethal counter? You need to go towards Divas. He is still running. Will it be connected? Baba making sure that he does not run away. And Kuroko coming in for the cleanup. That was a beautiful play by Umbrella Academy, and the epic comebacks look so real. Baba does not even have the Ice Queen wand yet, and yet he was slowing down. There was so much. I can only imagine what's going to happen after he gets that item.
Well, he'll be tearing, bully everyone, each other, and he'll be slowing each and every member. Just the pain you get from the slow effect of the movement speed.
You didn't realize what you just said right there.
I know, and that's why I do stop. And here comes the ultimate of the Akai.
Yeah, I believe Kaja did not realize what was going to happen if he went in that death bush, and that setup was so beautiful. Azazel with those heavy spins, always connecting. 5 more seconds for the Lord. Baba has a pretty decent position, I would say. If in case that bush does not get checked, then things will get a little troublesome.
Well, I
Colombo's
think
position
this
has been
might.
noted. Yep.
Well, I think this might be a freeload, but here comes, that wind chant has been used by the Irritating, but
Oh! That outplay was absolutely insane. Look at how the is trying to chase down Kuroko. He will manage to take her down, but he will lose his life instead as well. The trade is in favor of the Umbrella Academy right now, and the fight has continues. There goes in Esmeralda into the backline. Bismarck landing double stun, double immobilize with his falling star moon. Wants to try and chase Otaku a little bit, but that's about it. What they're gonna do. The Lord Pit is in the hands of Umbrella Academy.
well, they did turn the tables off, the Umbrella Academy. They were on a losing side. It was Team Zenchi who were supposed to take down that Lord, but instead, things went pretty wrong for Team Zenchi, and this time, the second Lord, that is the level 2 Lord, will be secured by Umbrella Academy, giving some momentum, giving them a chance for a comeback.
That is absolutely correct. We saw an amazing comeback by Zenchi in the previous game, and it seems like they're being given a taste of their own medicine by Umbrella Academy. They're doing such an exceptional job. I really feel like though Gojo is getting a little off position, and hence he's getting ticked off. But then again, I would also have to commend how well Azazel is giving those setups to his own teammates, making sure that Gojo does not get so much value as he intended to out of the divine judgment, playing it really well. And Baba also, doing the job of revealing the position of their opponents. He is pretty tanky at this point, but then again, if there is Clint and Sicilian in front of him, he will be melted down pretty quickly. But for now, the tier 2s are going to be taken down on bottom as well as top, and mid is going to be forced.
And we can see the Lord has been, clearing and dealing too much damage on the top inhibitor, and that tower will be a minor 25% HP or 20% HP.
I don't think so. That's even 20% of the HP. It looks something around 15, but it's the 16th minute of the match in front of us. And look at the goal lead, Sasuke, how it has changed. It's 51k, almost 52k and Zenchi is just hitting that 50k mark right now, but the map that was looking red all around is looking a little more blue.
Well, that have been some comeback. We can see, okay, that Sicilian is dealing some amount of damage, or not some, a huge amount of damage. We can notice like how that Palman was taking so much of damage. In spite, he is pretty tanky at this moment.
Oh, you were talking about the damage. Look at how Azazel is being just melted. The burst coming in from Retail. There comes in the wind of nature, immuning absolutely everything. But it's not enough to take down the base. He will manage to secure that pickoff as the fight continues. Ryzen should have the upper hand as he is the marksman still alive. But Biswa. It's not Biswa. It's Bivas. I guess it's Bivas. It's Divas.
Well, that
I got confused in Bava and Divas, and I just called them Biswa. Wow.
You created a whole new player.
Yeah, you'll finally have some content to create against me.
Well, Scadiat did create a whole new creative.
The bloopers coming in from me. But then again, looking at the performance of both of these teams, it's just so on point. They both know which player to target. They know that Kuroko is the one who's dealing a ton of damage, and they're burning up almost every single resource in order to take him down.
We can see the third Lord, the level 3. The third Lord we can see is spawned up, and this time Umbrella Academy is taking down. We can see there are minions in the top lane, and they will be taking down the top inhibitor. Meanwhile, Palman 2 managed to secure that Lord. Meanwhile, that Kadita was just killed. That was not.
Yeah, that was not a necessary play. Wanted to go in for a cheeky three-man combo, but right now the fight still continues as Gojo will be caught up in a very awkward position. I don't think he's going to survive that. The burst is absolutely enough. They've spent so many resources in trying to take him down, and of course, it's inevitable for him to actually get picked off when he's 1v4 and none of his teammate is around to save the day. But the decision is going to be extremely important right now that Zenchi is going to make. Are they going to push? No, they're just going back to defend, playing it little safe, disciplined play.
Well, that is a perfect call from Zenchi because they have this Balmond, they have this Irithil, so they will be, clearing the lanes faster, and there's no point in pushing down the mid lane. In spite, you can just defend the Lord, a level 3 Lord, which was marching down from the top lane.
That is true. Noah seems to be in little trouble saving the life of Kuroko though. Bava still there, making sure that he lands his falling star moon on Divas. But that's about it. Just a little, little bit of blows exchanged from both of these team members. There's still no clear-cut picture as to which team is having the better control. They're literally trading 1-for-1, and it's been happening since, I believe, 7th or 8th minute of the game. It's literally been almost equal, and they're almost equal in the goal right now. It's, of course, there's a 3 to 4k difference, but it does not matter at this point because everyone is full build. Just removing the Azazel, Asuna as well as Gojo. They're finishing up their last items, and now the other members are actually focusing on the potions that they have. They was just brought in that attack potion.
Well, at this point, the 20 minutes game, we are entering to the crucial part where one mistake from any of the teams would cost them the game.
That is absolutely correct. So they need to play pretty safe at this point. And, I'm really surprised, you can say, and I'm also amazed at the same time while looking how Gojo actually decided to go for the Radiant Armor first rather than an Athena's Shield, knowing that there's a Sicilian in the opponent. So I really feel that itemization is quite questionable to me, honestly. It might be okay for, that mid to later stages of the game when you're going to be hit by the Bat's Feast. But still, as for the early to mid game, I feel like Athena Shield should have been the little go-to item. But then again, it does not matter right now since we are in the late game, and we'll just have to see. Oh, what am I seeing? He was almost taken down. Phantom Seed was also committed. They want to fight for the Lord. No, the call is for the retreat as Bava is just trying to grab the attention of all 3 members of Zenchi. They're literally dividing the fight, and that's going to be Divas running away because of Azazel yet again. Those hurricane dance, the heavy spins, absolutely on point. It has been such a hindrance for Umbrella Academy, but right now Ryzen seems to be in trouble. Esmeralda into the backline already has the Ice Queen Vaughn right now as the Divine Judgment was also connected, and the lethal counter to take Ryzen down. Quite a ton of resources used up, but they've got their target. They have their man down, and now they're going to focus on this Lord.
Well, I don't think that is a good play from Leomond. You should not be going in because you have a man down, and this is pretty late game. Meanwhile, Balmond will be securing that level, the 4th Lord of the game.
That is absolutely correct. Let's look at the quick itemization coming in from all these, members. Ryzen with the BOD and his Battle Mirific Roar. He's got the utility that he needs to deal damage. Finally deciding to go for the Wind of Nature as well, and now Kaja going for the Oracle, not respecting Cresselia at all. I'm seriously surprised at how Gojo is going in for those itemizations, but then again, if in case he manages to land his Divine Judgment on Cresselia, then that's about it. That's all he needs. But look at the poke damage that's coming in. Kuroko a little low, though he will heal up. He already has the Demon Hunter sword, and that is going to be the Divine Judgment committed, but no one getting caught out as Azazel with an amazing knockup along with the heavy spins. They are targeting the Kuroko. He is trying to survive, lost the immortality already. Wind of Nature is not there. still trying to survive, and that is going to the fantasy connecting. But look at the base. Look at the base. Cresselia trying his level best to stop the push that is coming from the members of Umbrella Academy. And this time, Baba is not going to survive as Divas is going to take that a mega kill probably, and Noah seems to be in trouble. The fight continues. The lethal counter right on the face. What is that HP, man? It's extremely low. He might fall off to the minions. Run away. There was. Yes, he's finally retreating.
Well, that team fight pays off. Zenchi, like they have won the trade for a team fight. As you can see, it's a 1-for-3 trade, and that I think this might be a perfect opportunity for them to go for a mid push.
That is absolutely correct, and exactly what they are doing, trying to chunk down the remaining members. That is going to be Gojo caught up in a very awkward position, as well as now locked down with the heavy spins. He is not going to survive. That immortality is taken off. He will fall. The divine judgment is no longer there. How are you going to save the base? He's not letting the cannon come in. The minion wave is here, and he has managed to save the base. Noah, what a play. You are literally the arc of your team.
Well, both of the teams are struggling so hard at this point. They are, just trying their best. One mistake, the other ones are covering it for their teammates.
That is absolutely correct. Now, we'll just have to see how things are going to go in and in whose favor, because it's just as you said, literally one mistake and things are going to flip entirely. One member down and they're going to go down for 60 seconds at least. That's the bare minimum. It's going to increase further. Immortalities are almost out on almost all the members. Just a few more remaining, especially one on Noah, we can see, but the pit of Lord is controlled by the side of Zenchi.
As you can see, like Sicilian is hiding down, and that Baba on that Esmeralda will be dealing some tankiness.
The Wind of Nature has been baited out. Finally, the Abyssal Strike connecting, but the distance was made up against Zezel with another amazing two-man knockup. And this time, I believe the Noah is not going to survive. He will be taken down, and is it the sign to go for Lord? Wait, Asuna is right there. I don't think so. They know about it. Will this be the play of the game? I really want to see a proper play. Otaku wants to go in back to the base as Bawa is doing his job. He's trying to force it. There comes in the rough waves. It's way too early. He's managed to take down Divas' immortality, but that's all he could do. Bawa is also there with a falling Samun, connecting shut down on the Leomor, taking the Lord away. Clint will make sure to, fall from the hands of Erithiel, but Cresselia is there for the cover-up. It's a wipeout for the side of Umbrella Academy, but they have the Lord in their favor.
Well, we can see that Kaja is going to respawn anytime, and there is a minion wave pressuring the team Zenchi's base from the top side. So they might be like Team Umbrella Academy will be having some more time to respawn. As we can see, the Lord has been in the mid lane and it's not been melt up, and as well as the minions from the other lanes are pressuring the enemy base.
That is absolutely correct. I really want to know how many stacks does Cresselia have at this point. At least 400, man. That should be the bare minimum stacks that you should be having at this point of the match. Still trying to keep the minions away from the base, extremely low in the HP. Users of the Bat's Feast will have to retreat. Their own defensive wave is out. They'll be able to defend they managed to defend the Lord entirely and perfectly, but still there is the advantage that is in the hands of Umbrella Academy, because their top inhibitor, the one that was standing after the first Lord, is still standing and extremely healthy. I feel like its passive is also up at this point.
Well, we can see, yeah, we can see, like, at this point, we are entering a 30 minutes. It is pretty late, and both of the teams are not willing to throw. Both of the teams are playing very safe, even if despite one of the teams are making the mistake, their teammate members are taking down, punishing each other, not taking some or the other objectives, but they are doing their best.
Absolutely. All the bells are complete. It's just going to be that last second item swap that we'll probably see. But honestly, the key to these fights is how Umbrella Academy is going to respond to the plays that are being made by Azazel again and again. Those knockups, they're just so disgusting at this point. And okay, that's actually a 4-man knockup. That was pretty good. But Ryzen is going to survive all of that burst. A lot of resources have been burned. No heavy spins, no Phantom Steed. And that's such a disciplined way to retreat. They're just all the members of Zenchi just going back, and it's 60 seconds till Asuna comes back. So till that time, I don't think so any member from the side of Umbrella Academy is going to think of going for that Lord.
Well, but they do have the bonus position over that Lord Pit, but they will be retreating. The amount of damage that no, the position of that Karita was so perfect, but Akai do manage to use his first skill and save the Clint. Meanwhile, a Divine Judgment has been used on Clint, and his immortality has been used up, and we are seeing the heavy spins.
Oh, absolutely, and the lethal counter was perfect. That's an MM for an MM traded off. The versus also jumping in, wants to go into the Baba. He was actually tanking 3 people right now, but Gojo seems to be in a little trouble as the Lord's knockup is also in place. Cresselia seems in a fairly safe position, but still will be taken down. Probably yes. Esmeralda tanking everything. The kiting is amazing. Lethal counter was also there. Now Noah is the one who's taking all the aggression, but look at Divas. He is in such an awkward position. Still, the fight is going on. Phantom Steed is available. It comes online. He wants to run away, but he cannot, as the killing spree is by Balman. Noah still wants to go in for more. They've already taken 3 people down in 70 seconds on the clock for Divas to come back. He's still fighting, still wants to go in for more. I'm pretty confused right now as to what Umbrella Academy wants to do. Yes, they want to go in for the push, and that's exactly what they need. There is no wave clear available for the side of Zenchi. Is this it? I don't think so. They can clear up the wave. That is going to be dire or taken down with the lethal counter. Abyssal Strike is there, but it's not enough. Azazel still doing as much as he can, pushing out the waves. But look at the crystal. It is being taken down. It is still being chunked down, but the Azazel is out of this world. My man is not at all stopping. He has made sure that Zenchi survives to see another wave. They are not going to give it up. What a play, man. This is going to be the play of the whole series.
Definitely, that Akai Azazel playing on it very grateful, just perfect ultimate use. And we can see, a concealed play has been come, and the Clint might be dealing some damage, and that will just push the Balman off, and they might be securing. Okay, it's anyone. The Battle of the Retribution.
Yes, and that is going to be Noah securing the Lord. His immortality will fall, but it's already Asuna as well as Kuroku traded out. They have to run back. Baba's going to take all the aggression. He cannot. Things have turned. They've flipped entirely, and now it seems Umbrella Academy in the back foot. They seem to be in trouble. The minion wave from the mid is approaching. Lord is still not up. When will he come out? That is going to be the question. He is out at the perfect possible time. They'll probably be able to defend, yes.
That is a 5-for-2 trade. It will be very hard for them, but we can see that Karita will be coming in for 2 seconds, so it might be a 3-for-2. We can see what they can do. Like, it will be very hard for them.
The Phantom Seed already connected. They want to go in for the Crystal. Knockup is also there. Clint is targeting the base, and they will manage to win. Give that MVP to Azazel. I don't want to see anything else. What a crazy game from Zenchi. What an absolutely nightmare comeback. There he goes. 12.4. What a game. Holy smokes. I'm out of words at this point. I'm literally jumping into the air. I really pity all the people who actually missed this match, but for all the people who actually knew what was at stake, neither of the team wanted to give this up. Man, I'm out of the words, Sasuke. Over to you.
Well, definitely, I would say that Azazel Akai gameplay was an eye-catching gameplay, and I would say that he would be, just awarded with that man of the series or the man of the tournament. This whole tournament, his Akai was the best play. The amount, the sets he just gave, and the Hurricane dance, the heavy spins he just used to protect the pace at the very crucial point in the late game. Just gave his team the new spirit, or just gave him the opportunity to come back.
Just look at the damage taken of each and every player. Just look at the damage taken. Keep Cresselia out. Every single one, including the marksman, that's Kuroko as well as Ryzen, they've all taken damage over 100k. Everyone. I mean, that's absolutely nuts. That's nuts. Divas with 200k, Azazel with 277,000 damage. That's out. I'm literally out of the words at this point. This is such a jeez. It was such a competitive game, and it
Well,
was
we can
yeah.
see like that Zenchi managed to secure the second victory in the third match. So the score is 2-1, and we might see the fourth game. No, a match point for Zenchi. Meanwhile, Umbrella Academy will be under some pressure. Like if they did one mistake, so they will be out of the tournament.
Not just some pressure, man. That's going to be a lot of pressure on their heads because it's 2 games in a row. They had the advantage, they had the chance, but the play that came out from not Umbrella Academy, from Zenchi, it was so. I would say there was absolutely no answer for that, man. Like you're directly going in for the base, and there's a Zazzle on his Akai standing in front of 5 minions, not letting them in the tower. You can't counter that kind of play. That's just that quick thinking, out of this world micro. Incredible micro play. But geez, guys, that's about it for this game number 3. But make sure to stay tuned because you definitely do not want to miss game number 4 after this. We'll be right back. This has been Skated from the casting deck along with Sasuke. Stay tuned. After that, insane game number 3, guys. We are back for the next match. You guys are watching the MKE tournament, and this is Scared Yet from the casting deck. Joining me will be none other than Marcus.
Hello, everyone. And you know, even though this is the first match I'm casting today, I've been watching all the 3 matches that have happened so far. And my oh my, it's a thriller series between both these teams. So close calls. The late game, the intensity, the pressure between these two teams is astonishing. And God knows what's going to happen next because Zenchi right now, they are in the lead. And if they win this, they will be taking the series. So it's a do or die for Umbrella Academy. So I'm really excited to see how this match is going to be unfolding.
I mean, you can ban out Martis, you can ban Sicilian, you can ban so many heroes at this point. The hero pool is so vast of all these players, and you know that urge of getting that win, the urge of getting that outplay, it's so on point that no matter what, they're just not ready to give up. The microplay potential is I don't have any other word apart from perfect. My vocabulary is not that great, but seriously, it's beautiful to watch. This is the essence of Mobile Legends. Beautiful. That's the best word that can describe how these teams are playing.
Absolutely, totally agree with you on that, Skated. And with this, guys, let's just jump right into the draft. Game number 4 between these teams. The blue side is gonna be Zenchi Esports, and the red side are gonna be Umbrella Academy. And there goes Ban, the first ban of this match.
Absolutely. This has been the constant ban coming in from all the 3 games. But I would say the backs of Umbrella Academy are on the wall. The backs are against the wall. And I'm losing my vocabulary. Apart from my brain cells, I'm also losing my vocabulary just because how insane these two teams are playing. And yes, I wanted to see what are they going to ban out in this game, since this is a do or die situation for their side. Are they going to stick with the standard bans? Looking at the smartest, I think so they're going in the same direction.
Absolutely, and there goes Valentina.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct in this situation. So both the bans coming out from the side of Zenchi. What is the next one going to be? Will it be a Fanny? Will it be a Leomord? Will it be a Carmela? There's just so many heroes left on board. Maybe they're not going to ban either of those, and they want to keep the draft open. They might as well take up the Kaja if possible.
All right. I tried to predict before the timer goes, but yeah, they went for the Carmela pick. But let's see what the first pick is going to be for Zenchi.
Kaza is open, Leomord is open. I think they can still go in for the Leomord, but of course, Azazel locking in the Kaja, probably going to go in that tank role yet again, going to play as the roam. What is going to be the answer for Umbrella Academy? Answering back with the Leomord and the Sicilian for themselves. Asuna will be playing on that hero. No Sicilian for Cresselia on this. Finally, in game number 4.
All right, so that Sicilian pick, kind of spices things up because the last 2 games that Umbrella Academy lost, it was like mostly because of Cresselia Sicilian, who was like, that power force in the late game. She was just slapping everyone. She was a major threat. She was taking the attention of the EX leader, of the roamer of Umbrella Academy. Like, everyone was just focus marking her, giving room to the other teammates. So that's going to be an important decision coming in from Umbrella, just to deny Cresselia the Sicilian. Meanwhile, the Yuzong and Farsa both picked together. And that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a Kajarom and Yuzong EXP lane. That's pretty much defined there. And there goes Akai. The 2 foes, the 2 heroes that Zenchi thrived on, are being stolen by Umbrella Academy.
That is true. They're finally denying the draft that was, comfortable for Zenchi in the previous 2 games. I want to see what the next ban is going to be. Will they take over the Balment, or will they ban out some other jungler? I think so. The jungler pool is pretty vast at this point. They can actually go away for a maximum number. They're going to take away the Gusion, so they're not going to let that Dagger Boy go through. They already have a Leomord for their side, and now it's going to be Beatrix taken out. So Kuroko is not going to get his hands on that marksman at least. What is it going to be again? An Erethiel?
Yeah, probably an Erethiel might be a good pick here. Let's see what they decide for. Okay, we might see some Masha play coming in.
I don't think so. Masha would be such a viable pick in this game, unless she gets her ultimate directly on Farsa. So if in case she manages to do that, Farsa would have to retreat. So Cresselia is going to get into a troublesome position. Plus, of course, Bawa can bait out quite a lot of skills. He can open up the backline doors for his own teammates. But right now, Zenchi has to answer back to that Masha. What can be the counter picks, Marcus?
They need a marksman, who can give that poke and who can escape just in case the Masha just, decides to come running for you. And Clint might be just that, he can just probably immobilize before Masha gets to him and make a run for it. But yeah, that's one thing, you have to avoid the Masha in the late game. She's definitely going to be marking that MM or the mage. And that's going to be Paquito in the jungle for the side of Zenchi Sport. The draft of Zenchi has been revealed, as well as Umbrella Academy with that Bruno pick in the goal lane. So this is the draft, both the teams for the game number 4. This is a do or die for Umbrella Academy. Skadian, what do you think? What's going to happen in this matchup?
I really like the draft coming in from both of these sides, but I feel like just because of those recent nerfs on Paquito, I want to see how Divas is going to play in this game, especially with that hero, that too when he's up against the Leo mod on the hands of Noah. But as just looking at the draft, I really feel like I'm going to tilt towards Umbrella Academy a little bit. They've got a decent amount of late game scaling on that Sicilian. They've got Bruno in the hands of Kuroko. So they finally have two proper fully late game damage dealing picks. Where in the previous match, we saw how Kadita was not at all working out in that late game, couldn't even one shot Clink. And now that thing has entirely turned. The whole composition is revolving around that late game because Masha is going to be unkillable with a couple of Guardian helmets. Bruno is going to just deal a lot of damage with those power balls along with Sicilian with the Bats impact. They have to play a little safe early game, and that is going to be Zenchi's win condition. They need to snowball in the early as quickly as possible. We'll just see how things are going to go, guys. We are already in the land of dawn. Zenchi on the blue taking on Umbrella Academy on the red. Gojo Satoru seems to be in little trouble, but Noah coming with the backup with momentum.
Yeah, that was almost going to be the first blood going on the favor of Zenchi Sports, but Akai surviving that thanks to Noah, and Noah is going to be securing the Litho as well. So good play coming in from Umbrella Academy so far, but let's see, we can't say anything yet. But yeah, Skadian, to analyze both the teams, the drafts, if you look at the CC potential, Zenchi, they don't really have a proper crowd control type hero. Like they have a single target CC in Kaja's Divine Judgment, but then they don't really have the thing that Akai can pull off with his crowd control abilities there. That's going to be really essential in the late game, because in late game you want a team fight oriented match.
That is true, but looking at the current situation in the gold lane, because we've been talking about the late game, so it's inevitable that we're going to talk about marksmen. Ryzen is having a little upper hand in terms of the EXP advantage, at least, since Kuroko, look at that, he has to stay behind. Ryzen will probably jump in again with the skill one, dealing another ton of damage, while Ryzen keeping Noah at bay. So Bruno will get that cannon at least for himself, but he's taking a ton of damage on the other hand, and Ryzen has that advantage. So if in case, then again we're going to come back to the same point, if in case they manage to get the early snowball just like this, as the Farsas for the air strike connecting on Gojo, then it is going to be fairly easy for the side of Zenchi to take control of this match, and Asuna is not going to survive that. The Black Dragon form was there, and I wanted to talk about this during the draft only, that Asuna is going to face a lot of trouble.
Yep, she has to watch out for those dives. There's dives coming in left and right from Yuzong's ultimate, which can't be stopped. And there's a Paquito, there's a Kaja. So the Sicilian has to be really careful. Meanwhile, in the goal lane, you can see the harassment coming in. Divine Judgment logged in, and Akai will be punished there. And yep, the early domination, the early pressure is on from Zenchi. They won't be letting Sicilian to stack up. Bruno get his farm. They are trying to end it quick.
Absolutely. Even though they have a pull yourself together, that he's not being able to sustain a lot because of that. Otaku, look at the confidence that this guy has. What? He's almost going to try and cut the way behind that tier 2. That's not at all respectful from the side of Zenchi at this point. And the only reason why he's able to do that is because Zenchi has put that pressure on that top side, because look at that, 4 members of Umbrella Academy stacked up towards that side, and they are making sure that Gojo Satoru is punished for even if he tries a little bit to provide the vision to his team. And this time, I don't think Sunoa is going to survive that. There is no Divine Judgment. Feather Airstrike comes out as well. There goes the Flicker Divine Judgment combination. He's not going to survive that. Kuroko seems to be in an awkward position. Gets to flicker out, surviving for the next few minutes at least.
Absolutely brilliant play coming in from Zenchi. They know when to take fight, when to back off. They saw that Akai was low, so they just decided to commit to chasing that Leopard and get a pick off. Meanwhile, they are gonna be eating away the fatigue in the mid lane, and look at the top side. That's a total domination. Flint already almost gonna be level 7. Meanwhile, Bruno is stuck at level 5.
Yeah, and we were talking about the level there jumps, the Ryzen again. With his domination. Meanwhile, Bava, he did use his burst, trying to chunk down Divas. But that's all about it he could do. He can't finish them off. He has to retreat. Can't get the HP back up since the bar is not yet full. Feather Airstrike. Will it be used up? It is not available. Cresselia just going back with that stun. And right now, just look at how Taku is playing, man, forcing the Phantom Steed right away while Divas takes the turtle, and now he's going to retreat. Blue buff has been stolen. Yes, of course, it has been stolen. There comes in the heavy spin. Finally, will Azazel be punished? Yes, of course, he will be. After those many resources, you are supposed to take him down, but that's going to be another pick off as well as a tower in the bottom lane. Trades everywhere in favor of Zenchi.
Absolutely. With the mid lane push, they have successfully got all the tier 1 turrets before the 6-minute mark. Seriously, an amazing domination coming in from Zenchi. They're already ahead by 5k goal lead, and the EXP, okay, there's going to be pause asked by the Masha, which is Zenchi. So, yeah, the early domination schedule is spot on, and the rotations coming in from Yuzong, man. Like the way he manages his waves and goes in for that invade, just harass, get something out of it. A really amazing play coming in from him.
I absolutely agree. And now the main thing is, after this pause that was much needed by Umbrella Academy and they finally availed it, I feel like something should change from their end, because they need to take control of this match. If they lose the grip a little bit more, then this lead that has already snowballed into a 5k goal lead will increase further. And if that happens, I don't think so they would even have the time to defend, because if in case there's a 10k goal lead when your team is already at a 23k mark, there is still a chance of defending, because your main damage dealers, they do have the core item. But once the goal lead reaches to 12k, 13k right in the early game, when you've not even reached 20,000 gold, then it's almost next to impossible to come back in this game. You can only depend on your opponent's mistakes, and Zenchi is not making any. So we'll just have to finally wait and see how things are going to change after this pause, Marcus.
Absolutely, and if Zenchi just maintains the pressure and the domination like continuously, it's going to be really, really hard for Umbrella Academy to turn things around, because they also have the Fasa, who can, with the Feather Strike, just one shot the Bruno as well as the Sicilian, because they are so underfarmed, they won't have any defense against that.
You're correct. I mean, there's not a single thing wrong in that. Finally, the pause is going to be lifted up. We're going to see how things are going to flow in what direction. But then again, if this kind of snowball continues, look at that burst. There was no way. You're not allowed to do that. What was that damage? He's got a Hunter Strike. Bruno's got a Berserker's Fury, but dang. The fight still continues. Gojo trying to go in for the Hurricane Dance. He's got absolutely no defense. He's melted by just a Kaja as well as a Bruno. And look at the feathered airstrike zoning out two people already. Masha's been left alone. His HP is quite low, but Sicilian is not going to survive. Asuna not going to live for another day at least. Wait, what? They're gonna literally leave Baba away. No, Ryzen is just having fun. He's having the time of his life. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Zenchi is going for the tier 2 as well, chunking down to it to almost half HP. Much needed shutdown though. Akito finally taken down from that fight. That was seriously a much needed shutdown.
Absolutely, and the signs of concerns for Umbrella Academy, Masha, just getting disconnected there. It's a really bad scene, in such an important game where it's a do or die for your team. But anyways, let's just come back to it. Yeah, like you said, scared. Pakito diving deep in had to be punished there. Meanwhile, there's a siege coming in the bot lane on the inhibitors of Umbrella Academy, and the minions have been taken care of. And I guess Zenchi are gonna just back for now. Just stay back, relax, and wait for another pickoff.
Or maybe just bait out all the three tower passives so that the next Lord attack can deal maximum amount of damage, while also they're trying to chunk that mid inhibitor. It's quite low, but that's going to be a very good knockup coming in. Finally, Ryzen has been shut down. Even though Masha is not there, they are not giving up at all, and that is exactly the spirit of the game. And that was a very good punish, to be honest. They needed that shutdown goal.
Absolutely. They got the first shutdown goal from the Pakito, and this time it's the Clint. But yeah, let's see if they can, kind of fix things and just get back into this game. But right now it's only the inhibitors remaining, whereas none of the turrets have fallen for Zenchi. And right now, will they just go for that Lord, or will they wait it out, bait and get some kills? Let's see what they decide to do.
Absolutely, Lord is already up, and that's exactly as you said. They're going to go in for that Lord. Looking at the goal differential right now, it's 28k to 22, almost 22k. I mean, it's clear cut in favor of Zenchi, and they're actually snowballing pretty well. They're trying to get, they're trying to get ahead even further. And Otaku going on a strong 2-0. Of course, there's not so many kills, but the impact that has been dealing on this whole map, it was much more than what Baba was, able to do on this Masha. On the Esmeralda, he was looking unstoppable, but on this Masha, it seems there's already a full stop on his place. But in the meantime, it's just Zenchi, trying to force a play out, force a mistake out of the members of Umbrella Academy.
Absolutely, and the Lord is going to be marching in the mid side. Meanwhile, the siege with the 2 minions is on the bot lane. Let's see what happens here. I think, Scadia, or do you think they might be able to end with this?
I really feel like, because the Phantom Seed was also used up preemptively, and now they've got no resources to defend this Lord who is already extremely healthy. That's going to be a good knockup though. A Petrify comes in as well. Gojo trying to zone everyone out, but is not at all tanky. The burst is absolutely insane. Look at the Taku jumping into the back lane, almost in the base, gets the Petrify combination, takes down Bruno, and in the meantime, his team is able to secure the crystal. So that is going to be the anticlimactic end coming in for this absolutely nail-biting series, and it's going to go in favor of Team Zenchi, who wins it 3-1, moving forward in that lower bracket. That was honestly very anticlimactic, man. All those 3 games, I believe they trained out everything out of the members of Umbrella Academy. They showed so restrained. They were so consistent on that play. They did not want to go back home in that manner, but someone had to go. And unfortunately, that's going to be Umbrella Academy for today. But congratulations to the side of Zenchi. You've provided us some amazing plays, and Azazel with that. I would say it might as well be called as the play of the tournament if in case his team goes ahead and wins it. And I'll definitely call it the play of the tournament.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, I got nothing much to say here. Pretty decent, best of 5 series that we saw. The first match, of course, Umbrella Academy took the win, but The next three matches was continuously won by Zenchi Sports. They played amazing. They outplayed those micros, those macros coming in from both these teams, and the respect. One thing I noticed a lot is Zenchi. They sure know how to respect. When they are done with their objectives, they all immediately back. They don't try to push. They don't try to overcome it. They just follow that discipline, and that's really good to see. And they are going to be proceeding to the next round. They are also among the top three teams of this tournament, and they are confirmed. They're guaranteed a prize. And Umbrella Academy, this is going to be your journey for this tournament. And thanks for playing both these teams. Appreciate them a lot. Thank you for giving such an amazing match for us to cast and watch. And yep, all the best, Zenchi Esports, for the upcoming matches. And that's going to be it for tonight's Kid. Do you want to do the closing?
I mean, that was almost everything that you covered up with, looking at the stats of the players as well, to ending up with a proper closure. Now that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all, just as Marcus said. Thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank our sponsors as well: Genesis Store, co-sponsors Zentro Store, Zentro Store, as well as Slay Official. You all are doing an amazing job supporting us, and thank you all the people out there for showing all of your love. We would obviously love even more if you could show with the subscription, hitting on the bell notification, as well as clicking on that like button and showing your support in the comment section. We will catch you guys tomorrow with the upper bracket semi-finals as well, and we will get our first finalist as well as know which team is gonna fight in the lower bracket finals against Zenchi. Is that correct, or am I a little wrong in all of that? Yes, you're absolutely correct. I was a little off the chart there, but then again, it's going to be Team Panic fight taking on. What was the name of the second team, Marcus? I want to see how attentive you were. Of course, Marcus is not available here, guys. It was Midnight Madness and Team Panic who will be taking on each other tomorrow. So we will see that. Make sure to join in, hit that subscribe button, as well as click on the bell notification so that you do not miss when we're going to come live. See you soon, everyone. Have a good night.